Rachel Zegler was supposed to be the next big thing, Spielberg's golden girl, handpicked from obscurity, a breakout star with a Disney-level trajectory. One day, she's singing in her bedroom. The next, she's leading West Side Story and walking red carpets like she was born for it. Critics swooned. Hollywood gushed. It all happened fast. Too fast. But dreams, especially in Hollywood, come with shadows and Rachel's. It's starting to look less like a fairy tale and more like a warning sign, because this isn't just some minor tabloid hiccup. This is a young star physically and publicly unraveling during one of the most iconic musical numbers of all time. Don't Cry for Me, Argentina barely got through its opening lines. The audience froze. Rachel stared into the wings, blinked slowly, and walked off stage. No cue, no warning, just gone. So how does someone once called the future of the industry reach a moment where she exits the stage mid-song and never comes back? Start with this. Evita isn't your average gig. Eva Perón is one of the most demanding roles in musical theater, vocally, emotionally, mentally. Patti LuPone set the standard, and every actress since has been walking a tightrope. Rachel knew what she was signing up for, and still she said yes. Brave. Maybe, or maybe that was her first real mistake. Behind the scenes, things were reportedly tense. Long rehearsals, last-minute script changes, and Rachel. Sources say she was already buckling. Early reports from inside the theaters say Rachel showed up to rehearsals withdrawn, emotional, sometimes even crying. She'd vanish during breaks, headphones in, avoiding eye contact. Whispers of her crumbling under pressure started long before the previews even began, and when Tech Week hit, the tension backstage was electric. Preview night came, a sold-out house, critics, fans, industry power players. Everyone waited to see if Rachel could live up to the legacy, but from the jump, something was off. The lights came up, the music started, and Rachel began singing. Technically, she was fine, but the spark, gone. Her eyes were glassy, her movements just a second behind. The charisma that once lit up YouTube. Missing, and then mid-Don't Cry for Me, Argentina, she just stopped. Silence. Then she turned and walked off, like she was leaving a rehearsal, not a live show. The audience didn't breathe. A stagehand came out, muttered something about a tech issue, but nobody bought it. That wasn't tech. That was a breakdown. Within minutes, the internet exploded. Clips flooded Twitter. Theories flew across TikTok. Panic attack, flu, full meltdown. Nobody had answers, just a million questions. Then came the cold, generic statement. Rachel Zegler will be taking a brief medical leave due to health concerns. It felt clinical, evasive, like they were hoping the drama would just go away. But it didn't. That night's show, canceled. The next matinee, canceled. Her image wiped from the show's socials. No updates, just silence. Days passed, Rachel, incognito hoodie on, sunglasses, coffee in hand, smiling as she strolled a Manhattan street with a friend. That image set the internet ablaze. Some people were furious. If she's out smiling in New York, why can't she show up to work? Others defended her fiercely. She had a mental health break, not a broken leg. Let her breathe. And just like that, the discourse shifted. Suddenly, it wasn't just about Rachel, it was about us. The conversation turned messy. A social media tug-of-war between empathy and accountability. Some felt she owed the audience an explanation. Others argued she didn't owe anyone anything. But in the middle of it all, one truth stood out. Something broke on that stage. Whether it was burnout, anxiety, or something deeper. Rachel Zegler, the girl who once lit up every screen, walked off mid-performance and hasn't come back yet. And maybe, just maybe, that says more about the pressure we place on rising stars than it does about her. Was Rachel Zegler just a victim of a brutal industry machine, or simply someone who cracked under the same pressure she begged to be part of? Because after the stage walkout, people started digging deeper. Old clips resurfaced. That time she laughed about needing therapy after press tours. Suddenly didn't seem so funny. Or when she confessed, waking up with dread before interviews, it all hit different now. The signs were there, we just didn't see them until Evita broke the illusion. And then came the Snow White mess. What was supposed to be Rachel's next Hollywood crown jewel became a full-blown PR disaster. From the moment she was cast, the internet dragged the direction, the visuals, even the vibe. But Rachel made it worse. In one interview, she said she hated the original and that this new version wouldn't need a prince at all. Boom. Social media wildfire. Critics went from annoyed to outraged. And when Evita crumbled, the internet connected every dot. Suddenly, this wasn't about one bad night. It was about a pattern. One op-ed scoffed that Rachel was Gen Z's biggest gamble. Another called her ungrateful, unready, and entitled. The tide had turned. While fans fought to defend her, whispers from the Evita cast stirred things up even more. A few liked shady posts hinting at chaos backstage. One anonymous IG story read, "Not all silence is golden." No tags, no names. But everyone knew exactly who it was aimed at. And then came the industry leaks. Word was Rachel wasn't even the first choice to play Evita, that she was cast last minute, not for her vocals or stage chops, but for the star power her name still held. If that's true, it explains everything. Producers bet on her fame to fill seats, not on her fit for the role. Fresh off a box office flop and deep in online backlash, she might have stepped into a firestorm she never had the tools to survive. The actual Evita run was a disaster. Yes, there were previews, but the show never truly opened. With Rachel gone, her understudy filled in, but the buzz had already died. Ticket sales dipped. The schedule got slashed. Industry insiders called it cursed, one of the messiest revivals in years. Some even said it was doomed the moment Rachel's name got attached. Behind the scenes, her team was spiraling. Management reportedly went into lockdown mode. PR reps rotated like clock hands. Lawyers were now reviewing every statement. And over at Disney, executives were watching her closely. The Snow White debacle was still smoldering, and now Evita had exploded. Discussions began about cutting promo appearances. Some murmurs even suggested they were quietly reassessing future casting decisions. And suddenly, Rachel's whole future started to look uncertain. People forget how young she is. Barely past college age, thrust into the center of billion-dollar franchises and legacy theater roles. That's pressure. But in Hollywood, there's no timeout button. You either deliver, or someone else steps in. And lately, the vibe's been shifting the industry's patience, wearing thin. Because the spotlight doesn't wait for anyone. When it moves on, it moves fast. And Rachel, whether ready or not, is learning that in real time. While she stepped away to recover, the noise only got louder. What started as gossip turned into headlines. Major media outlets weren't just reporting, they were analyzing. Think pieces about burnout, Gen Z fame, and emotional fragility started flooding timelines. Rachel wasn't just trending, she was becoming a case study. One headline summed it up best. From Wunderkind to warning sign. And that's when it hit. This wasn't a fall. This was a free fall. One headline didn't hold back. Zegler's Hollywood cliff dive harsh. But others took a softer view. They pointed to the crushing, impossible expectations placed on young women in entertainment, especially the ones who dare to speak up. For every time Rachel acted confident, there were tweets branding her arrogant. Every time she tried setting a boundary, someone called her difficult. It's the same tired script. Build them up fast, then tear them down even faster. But the real question, can she come back from this? Because if Hollywood's known for anything, it's short memories and long comeback arcs. 1 minute you're a punchline, the next you're back on stage, holding a golden statue while the crowd gives you a standing ovation. But comebacks aren't miracles, they're campaigns. They take planning, silence, and grit. Most people don't realize they need until it's already slipping away, and Rachel's camp, they know that. That's why they've already started laying down the chessboard. Quiet meetings with new PR firms. Background chats with directors known for supporting their actors instead of exploiting them. No more red carpets. No more interviews. Just silence. Strategy. And maybe, when the moment is just right, a comeback role in a gritty indie or emotionally raw drama that flips the whole story on its head. Meanwhile, social media is still fighting it out. Some fans are riding for her, defending every misstep like it's part of a bigger, misunderstood journey. Others have moved on entirely already, speculating about who's going to replace her in future Disney franchises. And then there's that massive silent middle. The ones not tweeting, not posting, but just watching, waiting, and quietly deciding what to believe next. There's even talk that Rachel has finally started therapy. Whether that's true or just spin, it tracks. Fame at this level, this fast, comes at a brutal price. Your wins stop feeling like yours. Your losses become public property. It's not about the acting anymore, it's about the narrative. And once you lose control of that, it takes serious inner work to get it back if you can at all. And then, there's Snow White. The movie's still coming, whether audiences want it or not. But now the question isn't, will it be good? It's, will people show up for Rachel? And that's a different beast. If the film flops, no one's blaming the writers or the directors or even Disney. They'll pin it on her. Fair or not, that's the deal you sign when your face becomes the brand. Yet somehow, even after all this, she still has a shot. Because beneath the backlash, the headlines, the silence, and the stress, there's still talent. Real, undeniable talent. The kind of raw spark that made Spielberg stop on a teenager's YouTube video and say, "That's her?" And no matter how messy things get, that kind of magic doesn't just disappear. It just gets buried. So maybe the comeback won't be loud. Maybe it won't be Snow White or a billion-dollar franchise. Maybe it'll be a stripped-down indie or a quiet stage performance. No press, no hype, no filters. Just Rachel, a mic, and a story. Maybe she doesn't need to be the next big thing. Maybe what she really needs is to finally just be herself.